Oh, this is some nasty sounding birds, aren't they? I've decided to do a little video here. Um, for those of you who are looking at these, and you see a lot of Let's Plays that are just the cinematic mode, show everything happening and guns going off. Or maybe the non-cinematic mode where they show lines being drawn and paths being made. But what I thought I'd do here is this is a map I have never played before. This is from a Tour of Duty campaign, and it generated a random map. And let me highlight and show you what the conditions are. Clearing hostiles, another mission, at least 26 hostiles, no mentions of civilians, but you can't always assume that there's not civilians. So I'm getting the information, and let's go through my thought process. This is mission objective Silent Crow. I've got 6 people. Now the game already selects people for me. That's actually in the design of the mission, but I don't have to go with those. But let's take a good close-up look at the map. And this is the thought process I go through when I first see a map I've never seen before. Alright, first of all, if we're clearing hostiles, we can use more explosives. We can use rockets. We don't have to worry about shooting hostages or killing a high value target. So that's something to keep in mind. Now the way this starts off, we've got our 6 operatives starting on the north side of the map outside of a wall. And see that nice thick wall right there? That can't be breached with explosives. So that's the first thing I figure out is I can't go through that wall except through that little grated door or this gate. If I have the right kind of explosives, I can blow that gate out of the way. But if I look at the rest of the map, that thick, heavy wall goes all the way around. And just to make sure I understand that, down here where there's a gate that might be blown, if there was any access on the outside, and that black grid work means that it's not real land, you can't walk on it. If there's sandbags and pallets that say it's blocked, so I can't get to it. So let's back out of the map here and look in. There's a sandbag position set up here, and a chair which might have somebody sitting in it, but I can't see, and a bus that's parked here that's going to block vision going across one side or the other. Now here's another thing to understand, and we probably has not been discussed. What do and don't I know when I start playing a map? I have this perfect vision of what the map looks like, what every room is, what all the furniture is. In the original Door Kickers, there was a fog option that could be selected that the inside of every building was black. Outside you could see, but inside you couldn't. I don't know why. I've never seen a mission in Door Kickers 2 that has that option. I guess we're supposed to assume that between looking at blueprints and using little drones, you know where everything is. The funny thing is, of course, that unless they're standing in front of a TV camera that's broadcasting, you don't know where anybody is. No tangos, no hostages, no whatever. But let's accept that we've got this perfect knowledge, but we don't know where anybody is, and say, well, I've gotten this assignment. What am I going to do? We could filter in through this one gate. Well, that doesn't seem like a terribly smart idea. I could put some explosives on this piece of metalwork here and blow it out of the way. That seems like a better idea. So, what do I have as far as equipment? Do I have somebody with an explosives that can blow open a gate? I've got my soldiers already pre-configured from previous missions, so I can look at them, but I don't see one that has something that will blow open a gate. And since I notice here that that Cobra has a camera, a spy camera, I don't need Bremer to also have one. So we'll right click on him, get rid of the spy camera, and get a wall breach charge. Alright, so that's one thought. Another thought is, do I need to go silent? Or can I go loud? Well, let's see. I'm going to be going after hostiles. The area I'm going in is open, so I'm going to be spotted right away. It's not like I'm going to sneak down an alley. So, therefore, I should not equip any of my weapons with suppressors, which make them quieter to a degree. They're not silencers, they're just suppressors. But it also means that the actual impact on an enemy isn't quite as good. So I should make sure that my guys don't have suppressors fitted. And so I've got somebody with a wall breach. I'll make sure my weapons don't have suppressors, but do have good optic sights. Because it's another thing too is that's quite a long ways away. You're going to have at least one guy, maybe two, who's going to be able to look through here with rifles and be your marksman. And that's what these marksman rifles are. Squad designated marksman rifles. They can shoot farther and more accurately. So, have a designated marksman.
Wilco.
Just happens to have a wall breach charge. Maybe I'll need a second wall breach charge. I'll leave them that way. So, I've got a designated marksman, and a wall breach charge probably isn't terribly useful for him. Actually, he's going to be hanging back, so probably maybe something like a slap charge. Slap charges are basically door charge to blow open a door. And I've got too many of them right now. I've got a dynamic hammer. But what you should do is make sure that you have at least one person with smoke grenades. That's Sick Boy. He's got smoke grenades. And he's also got no equipment, so I'm going to give him extra frags. And I got a dynamic hammer. That's that hammer looking symbol. That you can bust down locked doors with a single swing, and you notice there's several locked doors here. Cobra's got the camera. Place has got slap charges, and he also has smoke. Bremer has flashbangs, frags, and a wall charge, and then Princess has a thermal torch. I'll show you that. It's a thermal torch. You can cut through chain link fences and metal doors and padlocks, and it's pretty fast. And she also has wall breach charges. So probably I have more. Door breach charges, slap charges. That's probably more than I need. So I'll give her a extra set of frag grenades. So I'm not going to go any farther in this video because I really didn't want to make that long. But that's the kind of thinking you need when you get ready for a mission. You decide what you're going to do, how you're going to go in there, what kind of equipment you're going to need. And that just gives you an idea of the kind of thinking.